Hey guys, Choppadong here, DFSArmy.com. You know me, coach, contributor, whatever. I like making short videos. I like showing people what we do. I like showing people how to use our tools here in the Army. And one of the best things, and one of the conversations that I hear a lot about right now is, of course, ownership and how do we use it? How do we exploit it? How do we leverage it, capitalize on it, whatever. We've done a couple things privately where we've talked about building for the highest ownership possible, as in using those numbers as projections. You know, like forget these out here, let's use these and build the highest lineup possible. So let's bust open really quick. And I don't know if this is a theory, okay? I haven't checked this with FanDuel for a build and make sure the salary fits and all of that, but just follow the logic here. Don't worry so much about the particulars. Let's shut the black and white portion of our brain off and let's just focus on the macro, on the bigger picture here. If I started tonight, I mean, Garrett Cole and Yu Darvish are going to be the chalk in cash games and probably tournaments. Now, there, 11,000, 12,000, there's 9, just under 10,000 for Walker Buehler. You might get a little bit lower ownership there, but if you're starting your build, start with Darvish. 28.8%, call it 29, right? Start adding it up. We're going to need some value at that high price. So let's see if we can find some chalky value. Under 2,600, under 2,900, there's a 2,400. Cronenworth's been pretty hot lately. 2,400, he can be used at second base, so we may need to determine, do we want to use a Luke Voit? Do we want to use, somebody else? I like looking for big drop-offs. I like eating as much chalk as I can, like this, LeMahieu to Seager, 33 to 18.4. I would be putting LeMahieu in my lineups, period, end of story. For a cash game, Tim Anderson would be another one. I don't care if he's 3,800 yet. I'm looking, I can always grab outfield type stuff here, type value. If I slide that over just a little, I can get a lot of value in the outfield for cheap price. 2,500 Lupload probably be in my lineup. Gardner would be in my lineup. Pham might be in my lineup. Okay, let's just go ahead and pretend those are the three guys. Let's just take that value right now. You may come back and swap in a Judge, Stanton's on the IL, whatever. But there's 21 for Luplow, right? There's 21 rounded up again for Gardner and 20 for Pham. There's my three outfielders. Okay, now I'm going to take LeMahieu's 33. I'm going to take probably Cronenworth at second base for the 23. I'm going to take Tim Anderson for 25. I'm probably taking Cronenworth's 23. And that cuts out my middle infield, right? Now I'm down here. I can't use Cronenworth. Probably would take Voit at 25. And then I need a utility guy somewhere, right? So if I'm looking for a utility guy who's got massive ownership, now, I don't know. If I have 3,500 left, I can get an Aaron Judge maybe. Mike Trout will carry some ownership, but I might rather come down. Let's see. No, that's probably, well, Freddie Freeman. He'd be fun. He's heating up too, man. He gets me off, and this is how I don't care if I'm stacking. I don't care if I'm not stacking. I don't care if it happens, it happens. I might go back if I see 3 or 4 Yankees. I might cut one away, take away some of that ownership, and take some lower ownership somewhere else, just to keep from becoming overexposed to the Yankees only scoring 1 or 2 runs tonight in case that happens. But these are cash game concepts. Let's just say we can eat it up and we can grab that extra 32. 172 plus 25 plus 32. So plus 32. And let's say we can build a total ownership lineup somewhere around 220, 230, right? Now, what am I going to do for my major stacks and GPPs and stuff? How am I going to get leverage on the field? If I eat this much chalk, I can probably survive 50-50s, head-to-heads, double-ups, 3-man leagues, triple-ups, whatever, right? Because what I'm using is I'm using that ownership to block everybody. If the chalk does well, you can't get past me most of the time. So I'm using kind of a defense-first strategy in building this lineup. Now, what am I going to do? This might even be New York heavy. I don't know. But let's say we look at the leverage stacks and all of a sudden we see, oh man, LA Angels are a big stack. Here's what I'm doing. I'm looking at total ownership. I would take away the Yankees. Goodbye. Right? Boom. Fade them. No stack. Maybe a one-off or something like that, but goodbye. And that's going to kill a lot of that ownership right out of my lineup right away. I can chalk up the rest. Not even worry about it. Let's come down here. I probably wouldn't use any Cincinnati or San Diego. Now, I might be forced to look into some of these other guys, but who else is in a good spot? Let's look at average projected points. 10 points per player for LA, 9 for Cleveland, 13 for Atlanta at lower ownership, 13 for the Dodgers at lower. Here's a tip to you. My tip to you. Big offenses like Atlanta and LA and Houston when they're on the slate and whatever else. When these dudes are lower owned and they're not chalk, just go overboard on them. Unless they're facing Garrett Cole or whatever, just go overboard on them. How often do you get to get leverage on the Dodgers? How often do you get to get leverage on Atlanta? Washington right now is hot as hell. Low owned, decent points. Don't overthink this crap. It doesn't have to be hard. We've got the tools designed for you. It's really, really simple. We're 5 minutes in and we're building a lineup. Let's just say we're going to take, I don't know, Atlanta, right? That might be where I go. I'm going to eat chalk everywhere else. I'm going to build an Atlanta stack. Let's see if I can find some guys. Okay, and this is, again, just using this as a hypothetical, okay? I'm going to start seeing where I go with an Atlanta build. Let's say I take Darvish, or let's say I want a little bit of money, and so I take Buehler at 21%, right? I don't know why I did that. I just did, okay? It doesn't matter. If you want Darvish, take Darvish. If you want Cole, take Cole. You're going to be hard-pressed to get Atlanta bats because they're pretty expensive. But you're probably going to go immediately looking for Acuna at 16%, right? Probably going to come down here and look for Freeman, right? At 17%. Now I might need to go grab some value. I might look around here. There's a Dansby Swanson, 2,300 at 10%. He might be cool. Third base, doesn't look like anybody's worth a crap there. Ozzie Albies, 3,300, maybe able to get him in at 11%, right? So I need a third baseman, and I want chalk. All right, LeMahieu, you're in. I don't probably want a catcher, but I may want a second first baseman. That may be a Cronenworth, 23%. You're in. That'd be my utility, right? And what do I need? Like 3 more guys over here. I don't know how much money I've left to spend. Let's say it's Luplow at 21. Gobble, 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 that chalk. Brett Gardner at 21. Don't probably want any Yankees. I said fade them, so these first 2 are out. Gardner's out. Pham at 2,100 is pretty gross. But let's say I want a Nelson Cruz, right? He's pretty chalky at 19%. And one more dude. Kalinick is popular as shit right now, so let's call that like 17%. And now instead of 230, I'm at 188. 50 points, 40 points below. So what is 188 divided by 230 or 229, whatever it was? 82%. If I'm within that 20% mark, probably a GPP line. And I didn't even do any research. I don't need to. I didn't do any cheat sheets or asking everybody any questions. I've done this shit so long, so backwards and forwards for 5 or 6 years that the tools are here for you. You just need to know how to use them. You just need to know how they were designed. You just need to be in our community asking questions. If you want to pick somebody's brain who's a GPP contrarian like Razzle and say, hey man, what do you think? Yes, use his opinions, use his brain, use his mind. Absolutely. If you want to go to Cash Games and grab Keg and say, hey, what do you think for these? Yes, use that. If you want something that just makes batshit crazy no sense at all, come talk to me. I can give you that. But what I also can do is show you how to use these tools, show you how to use common sense and logic to parse through these things and make fundamentally sound competitive lineups. It's what we do. And you just saw it right here in 10 minutes, right? That's a deadly lineup, provided it fits salary-wise. I tried to take some cheap guys and whatever to make sure that it probably could. If you went, hell, it might leave $2,000 on the table. I don't know. That's not a bad thing in baseball either, right? Get out of your damned head. Get out of your own way and use the tools that we've put together for you. Tons of research, tons of resources have gone into these tools that have designed these tools to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yet competitive enough for you to go and dance with the sharks. It just doesn't take rocket science anymore in DFS. A lot of this stuff has been solved for you. Now, it isn't solved because we don't know who's going to have a good night and who isn't. But building a completely stupid lineup that has no chance of competing, that should never be done anymore. If I come across one of those out in the industry, I know it's somebody who needs my advice. It's somebody who needs my help. It's somebody who needs the DFS army. But for those of you that are inside already, use these tools the way they're meant to be used, build competitive lineups, and you don't, ask theoretical questions and whatnot, but the specifics are handled for you. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you saw a chalky lineup for cash, just bang, 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 and now a GPP lineup that's slightly off chalk using a stack that's generating some leverage tonight. Bang, 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 done. If you need help becoming a VIP, come talk to me on Twitter or whatever else. I'm at Chapadong out there, and put the comments down in here. I'll probably respond. Like and subscribe the video while you're here. If you want to see more of this content come out, you want to see more of our tools, and stop overcomplicating things. You're getting in your own way. All right? Peace out, homies. Monday. That little bonus content for you. We already had a video earlier today, but this one's bonus content, so have a good one. We'll talk to you real soon.